Well, I mean, I kind of wanted Twitch, but that's okay. Twitch didn't want me. Okay, we got desktop audio, which means you guys can hear music. We got audio input capture, which means you can hear me. We got webcam, which means you can see me. I think we're doing good. We're not dropping frames yet. It says I'm streaming to Twitch on my side, but it doesn't say I'm streaming to Twitch. So it's being really, really weird. Anywho's it. How's everybody doing today? I'm doing good. Marcus, doing good. Let's see. Did I get that pinned? I did get that pinned. Perfect. Where are we at? Where are we at for the goalage? Four? Not bad. Not bad. Okay. Well, I guess I need to get my counter up. I didn't get my counter up. That's not going to work. I'm pretty stoked. I have tomorrow off, so I should be able to get some stuff done, some videos made. And I have Thursday, Friday off. Saturday, I work half a day, and Sunday I have off. So hopefully I'm able to get some content done. What kind of content are you talking about with your question there, Wes? You're okay other than the 6 hours of homework you had? That is disgusting. And this stream is brought to you by Mountain Dew Game Fuel, Citrus Cherry. Good stuff. Yeah, 6 hours is a lot of homework. It's almost as long as you're in school. Programming? Programming's pretty cool. What language? Let's just say you would have already dropped out if it wasn't for one girl that's been nice to you throughout school. Well, that's good. Whatever keeps you going. Yeah, that's a little better. I'm hoping this won't be the only stream tonight. I'm streaming as I put my kids to bed. My wife will get home. I'll get done streaming at about 10, so we got like an hour and a half-ish, almost 2 hours. I will break for dinner. And then hopefully I'll get back on around 11:30. Arsenon, it's going well. How about yourself? Decent? Well, glad it's better than bad. It's because there was an assignment due. She showed you how to get into the program in September, but never let us work on it until last week. 5 units to take about 2 days of class time each. Dang. So, Shark Lord, what kind of language are you programming in? Is it Java, Python, C++, C Sharp? Or something else? Python. Okay, okay. What kind of programs do they got you building with that? I mean, obviously not much, given that it's introductory and you said you're like not very high. It's like budget Python. Oh gosh. So like you mean a cheaper version, like a watered down version of Python. So from what I understand about programming is everything has a language preference, right? Certain things do better on certain languages due to what they need to do. Python is for calculations. Python is optimized for very fast, very long, and very detailed equations in things like that. Whereas, say, C++ is ideal for game building and just overall program. So, like, you might have some aspects of something running in Python while the rest of the program runs in C. What kind of stuff have they had you work on so far? When I did my introductory to C++ class, I, of course, did the hello world. Got user input, stored variables. The most labor-intensive thing that we did was build a calendar, which was really cool. Making a chatbot. So, did this chatbot... I mean, this chatbot would have had pre-built responses, right? You made an alien game where you have to shoot pirate ships in Python, or I guess alien ships in Python when you took your computer science class. That's pretty dope. I never got anything as fancy as building a game or anything. You completely swapped websites, made a song somehow, and everyone sucked. So are they like just having you learn the concepts of programming by using websites to help build code and not actually teaching you how to write unique code? Is that what I'm understanding? Imagine making a bad song. Couldn't be Arsenon. It was kinda more it asked you questions and gave you specific answers based on yours. Okay, okay. What language was your coding class in? I feel like we talked about it. I feel like you were learning MySQL or something, but maybe I'm mistaken. With Shark Lord, how did it generate its responses, though? Like, surely it had to have preset responses if it didn't use AI components. Wiss, I was asking your coding class, what language was it in? Was it in MySQL? Because, like, you can set a bot to, or a program to take a user input, like how was your day today, and, you know, it would randomly select, or if you said good, it would output an answer. If it said good, bad, it would output an answer. Wiss is doing C++. How do you say, how do you make the terminal output hello world, Wiss? Bro doesn't know how his own bot works. That is a problem when programming. If you don't know how it works, it's hard to make it work. Wouldn't have to be the whole code, but I mean, I think you only need like 5 lines to make it do it. Like, and that's all encompassing, right? Like, that's everything. And like, I don't even think, maybe 3. I think you could do it in 3. Because you have to set up the atmosphere, and then you have to pull in the library, and then you can do cout, I think. For yours, you just do print hello world? Ew. Print F? What? What are your guys' coding classes doing? Where's my book? What do you mean, what? Dude, don't you me. I love this. This is great. Depends on circumstance, as you mostly have to set up a system in which searches for keywords. Yeah. Just off of that sentence, I can tell shark is Python. Yeah. Yeah, Python is very literal. Which is good. That's why it's good at computing things. I'm going to see if I can do something without breaking everything here. We're going to drag this puppy over here. Uh-huh. File, new file. I definitely do not want JSON. Perfect. There is a C++ environment. Okay. Oh yeah, the class ends December 4th. Brass attempting the impossible. Am I, though? I'm attempting to stream and code at the same time. It didn't work well for me in my Java class, but this one's a little bit easier. Oh, okay. So, we'll move this over here. We'll move this over here. And we'll see if I break stuff. Just because. We'll make a detour. This isn't an official shiny hunting stream. I mean, it is, but we got time to screw around a little bit. Okay. we'll just put that there. Okay, so what I mean by like actually setting it up is so we got include IOStream using namespace standard. And then, you know, you got your slash, bunch of these, letting us know what the deuce it does. And that is, this program will display hello world. Ooh, it's gonna have an exclamation point in there. Cool. We need, just for continuity, that. Then we'll put asterisks is there. One more there. Make it there. Bonus fluff. Okay. Int main brackets then we got to return something. Okay, so like that. Let's bring the chat back here. All right, what does the chat say? You want to know the problem with printf? Nothing really. Sharklord has Python 2 next semester. Ooh, robotics, there you go. Did you ever tell you guys about the PNG in your RPG that literally became the center of a spaghetti code? You deleted it and the whole game broke? Wow, interesting. You had to remake everything. What do you mean, what in the world, Wiss? Is that Python? If so, that's a lot of words you haven't seen. Make it to repeat? So this, how do I run this in small mode? Why do I not have this? That's interesting. Trying to swap what? Apparently I don't have C++ installed on this computer, so that makes it difficult, but that's how you do it. Brass becoming a coding teacher. Honestly, guys, I have wanted to stream coding before. I did back in Java, like I streamed one of them just for the heck of it. But yeah, this is C++ for how to actually make something say hello world. So hopefully that's visible. Should be visible now. Oh wait. It was visible before, my bad. So you got include IOStream using namespace standard. And then integer main, just your main function, which is fine. Cout, and that's the arrows leaving. Hello world, return 0. And if this ever installs, which it's not going to, but I'd be able to run from there, I would think. Copy. Run code. Did this install? I'm a little less good at making the program actually run. I haven't spent too much time figuring out... Oh, run and debug. There we go. Oh, I know what's going on. There we go. You may only use a C++ extension for Visual Studio Code with Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Mac software help you develop and test your applications. Output. Problems. Expected a colon. Ah! Where did they expect the colon? Ah, haha! I failed you guys. I failed you. There we go. Oh, why is it not running? That's a bummer. You've never seen that except by the int main and return? You always find it funny when people are like, it's not that hard to code because it's obvious those people never did it, as coding is painful. Yeah, Marcus has only seen the int main and return. So I'm not sure exactly what IOStream is, but if I understand correctly, it's a package of rules, which if you're using a school system, it may not need you to do that, but what I'm telling it with include IOStream is include this package of rules preset. So that's how it knows what int main actually is and what namespace standard is and all that. If I understand it correctly. It's been a long time. You'd sub to a programming channel and talk to you, but don't ever expect me to be able to add something to a coding conversation. Brass is hurting her brains. Oh, this program absolutely sucks. You can see the blue icon there. I need the pink or purple icon. It works so much better. That's Visual Studio Code. I thought I was in I'll show you guys. There we go. Create a new project. And this one will probably work a lot easier for me, honestly. Yeah, Visual Studio. Why not? This is actually the program I opened up the bot programs in. C++, empty project, next, project 1. We'll title it Hello World. Doing this in C++ or in shorts mode, probably not the most ideal. Okay. Nope, not new project. Well, this is lame. I don't know how to start something new in this. What the heck? Build? No. I would like to use this, but there is like nowhere to actually start typing. How do I start typing? What? Select create new project. File, new project. The student is an integrated development environment that offers features like IntelliSense and support languages to write code. File, new. Oh, I wonder, file. Come on, file, new. Bro. There we go. Okay, I think I need Visual Basic class. I don't even know what you guys can see on this. There we go. Hey, there's code. And now we right click, build. Hey, there we go. Gotta go for a bit. See you later. See ya. So it's building and it's succeeding. Okay, now how do I get it to actually run in command prompt again? It's been so long since I've ran something in this. I shouldn't need that, no. Hey, Mr. Turtles, welcome. Apparently we are on different C++ worlds. Yeah, so IOStream is the library we're using. Which, it may be because this was my school's notebook, and so that may not be necessary. That's just what they called the main program they used. So we may be able just to delete that. That might be why it's giving me problems. Okay. Anyways, we will actually get back to shiny hunting now. And I will figure this out at some point. Because when I was doing my coding class for school, they didn't have us doing coding in an actual IDE. They had us coding on like the school's server. So we would have to use PuTTY or something like that to remote onto one of the school's computers and use their environment. So we were using their system the entire time for teaching purposes. And yeah, those two things may be unnecessary in like actual coding, because a C++ IDE should already know you're using C++ language. So that's probably why there's discrepancies in what I was doing. But either way, I was derping around with some programming because Wiss was talking about the C++ that they're using, and the key command he uses to code words coming out on the screen. I think he said he used printf, and that was interesting to me, instead of console out. Because Java's printl for, I think it's printl. Don't say what like what. It's what they teach you. Hey, I'm not saying it's wrong. I mean, it works, evidently. It was just interesting. Better yet, Wes, here's my question. When you are prompting a user for an input, what's the command to use? What at least what did they teach you to use? Because if printf is display, then what would it be to receive input? You're trying. I honestly don't know why, but you've only ever blacked out once. After eating too many carrots. Random, but interesting. Scan F. Okay. Again, odd. You're sure it's C++? And not C#? have no knowledge of this, so y'all do y'all. No, I mean, that's... In C language, printf function... Okay, it's a function... Oh. The function used to print formatted output to the standard output SDOut, which is generally the console screen. Printf function is a part of the C standard library studio and can allow formatting the output in numerous ways. Okay, that's why. That makes sense. Interesting, though. So the difference between ours is mine's a more literal. Yours is calling a function that couts. Basically. Say that in Spanish, maybe you'll understand it. So cout is what I'm saying, and that means console out. But you're using a printf, but that's not just like that, right? Like, you can't just use that and have it work. It's got to be like this, right? It's got to be printf with the parentheses. And then your text goes inside that. Okay, so in this regard, that's a variable. Hello world in those quotation marks is a variable of sorts. You're naming a variable and saving the word to the variable at the same time in some regard. So when you do printf when you do printf like that, what you're essentially doing is printf cout. It's essentially doing that. Printf is a function that does cout hello world. Printf does console out hello world on the backside, so it's a function that already has that information inside of it. And you're passing in hello world as the variable, kind of. Whereas mine's just a literal, this is what you're telling it to do. You're tired, it's AF, so you're going to hop off for tonight. Good luck with the hunt. When we actually get to hunting, anyways. Been good, Goo. How about yourself? Apparently I have become a cat tower. You know how to make a house on a T85 graphing calculator. That is the most random thing ever. No, not really. Meow. Saying you have 20k subs. You're surprised you don't have too many people in streams? I'm not. All those people came here for giveaways and giveaways only. Like, I have maybe less than 200 actual people that are here for me. Oh my gosh. Black cats are so weird. They're such spazzes. Not as bad as orange tabbies, though. This thing's just a special kind of stupid. But she's sweet. Our black cats are goofy goovers. Yeah. I would like to stream a coding learning escapade. Like, I want to do more things than I have time for. But I really want to go back through my coding book and code all the problems to GitHub. You're one of the few who are here for the channel, not the giveaways. Yeah, this is true. Because most people came in for the giveaways, and when I don't do them, my sub count definitely dies. Like, they start unsubbing, which is pretty sad. You've seen someone do a stream coding. It was relatively fun. See, like, I would like to code a game, but I lack the vision of how to actually code it. I get too caught up in overwhelmed in the big picture and have a trouble like designing the code, saying, hey, this is what we need to make this program happen. We need these elements of the program. We need these functions in these elements. We need these classes. Like, I don't process things that way. Avery, welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Haven't been in the dreams a lot lately. Get some sleep, man. I haven't been in the dreams a lot lately either. I don't feel like I've dreamt in a long time. Have a good night, Arsenon. You made $80 from shoveling driveways? Dang, man. It hasn't even had any snow stick here yet. Oh, I'm pretty sure they meant streams, but I'm rolling with it. Midnight, you're such a spaz, kitty. If you are a mod on YouTube, are you also a mod on Discord? Unfortunately, no. Arsenon is both. Whis is not. If we're a mod on Discord, you're a mod in YouTube for sure. But I haven't had a need to add mods in YouTube and Discord in a long time. Discord even longer, because we just don't do much there. You got a desktop today. That's pretty awesome. Arsenon is lucky. Arsenon had to put in work. Oh, I haven't cut anything out. Just the more people that started doing these sysbots, the less busy my server became. No problem, Avery. You're here now. That's what matters. People get busy. It's alright. You got lag. That's unfortunate. Lag's the worst. Shul has been busy. That's probably how school should be. Goofy face. If you spoof in Pokemon Go, you could get banned. Definitely. My coding is better than you, for real, for real. It is different. That's for sure. I have not been banned. What's my favorite music band? Fall Out Boy. If we're going with bands, Fall Out Boy. Tally ha? Tally ho. Oh, I cut out. I was saying I haven't had a need for additional mods on YouTube or Discord in a long time. Basically what necessitates a need for an increase in moderators is I do a stream and none of the mods show up or are able to make it, and then it's like, okay, clearly I need a few more. Oh my gosh, Fall Out Boy's cover of We Didn't Start the Fire. It's not even a cover, it's like a revamped, updated version, and I love it. Fall Out Boy did such a great job with that song, it's almost like they were the original artists. Billy Joel's pretty good. You like old school Fall Out Boy? Starkiller. You're going to have to elaborate. When did Fall Out Boy stop being old school? Like, what album is... What's the last album in the old school category? Or the first album of the new school? Or you could also do it by year. What year did they stop doing old school Fall Out Boy? More often than not, you have to pay for spoofing. Very few instances can you get it for free. I mean, if you can get it for free, there's probably other problems that you don't want to deal with because of it. You'll have to look, can't remember that well, but the CDs they had before from Under the Cork Tree, you think is the one that blew up. So, 2012. Is Save Rock and Roll old school or new school? The questions are not weird? No, not really. They're not weird. You haven't heard much of the newer stuff because you kind of gave up on them. You liked Harder Than That. Oh, Save Rock and Roll is like one of the greatest albums ever made, I think. I mean, maybe I was just at the right time and right place for that album, but I think Save Rock and Roll is one of the best albums ever made. Hey, Goo, you have a wonderful evening. You don't know the names of the songs? Hold up, let me look up the albums you liked. Got into more. MCR, another. Okay. I should learn optimal movement on Mario Odyssey. Oddly enough, my wife's been playing that recently. I always spam buttons. It's my default setting. You want to start going to concerts? Good luck, Avery. Most of the people you've listed off that you listen to regularly don't tour anymore. Although I think AC/DC did recently do one. You just looked it up, so anything from 2003 to 2005 were what you liked from them. That hurts my heart a little bit, but not a lot because I know that they've been good for like ever. Your favorite band isn't active since 2012? That sucks. I gotta say, probably Back in Black or Thunderstruck. The only two that really come to my mind. Just because it hits that iconic sound. Money Talks. That one's good. Five Finger Death Punch was touring in Austin recently. Oh, that's pretty cool. I think this last Fall Out Boy tour was Fall Out Boy, and I think opening for them was Bring Me the Horizon. Is that right? Yeah, Bring Me the Horizon. So I've gone to Fall Out Boy twice. The first time, Machine Gun Kelly opened. The second time, Bring Me the Horizon opened. Yeah, I'm familiar with DK Oldies. Didn't know they were a great band. Definitely a ton of memories from their songs, but you liked Coheed and Cambria and a lot too. 3 Days Grace. Okay, yeah. Screamo stuff that people don't like much. I thought you might say that after reading your last one. Little Screamo stuff that people don't like. Yeah. My wife was the one that was familiar with Bring Me the Horizon. My wife listens to rock and screamo and all that. So like we kind of met in the middle. I like Fall Out Boy. She likes the heavier stuff, which bled into Fall Out Boy a little bit. So she was a Fall Out Boy fan, and then I'm a Fall Out Boy fan, and then I take it the other direction. So Fall Out Boy is our commonality on where we can meet on, and then from there, somehow I end up off in J-pop land and techno and electro pop and things like that. Who hasn't heard of Billy Idol? Come on now. I was born in the 90s. I know who Billy Idol is. Oh, DK Oldies is so overpriced. Oh, true. I mean, when he doesn't sing in the primary language of the region, I wouldn't expect him to be super popular. That makes sense. Can't say that I really like a lot of Aerosmith, but I can't deny they have some good songs. Just none that are like right up at the top of my brain. Your music interests are pretty much anything. Steve Tyler, though. Got a big old mouth on that guy. I had a Guitar Hero Aerosmith back in the day, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, YouTube pays me. Not much, but it pays me. Pays me more when I actually make videos, good gosh. Yeah, a lot of the newer stuff isn't super great. Gotta get those 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. YouTube pays me directly to my bank account. There is only one option. Actually, I think this month I made more money off of Discord than I did off of YouTube. YouTube does not use PayPal. Nope. Actually, let me find out. Not about the PayPal, but... You hate PayPal? Why PayPal? Yeah, with the Discord premium memberships, I make a good fair amount of money through that. Oh, apparently I didn't turn off my Game Pass. Oops. Oh, nope. I made more on YouTube than I did on Discord. Yeah, YouTube direct deposit's pretty safe. You've had PayPal take more money from you. They've locked your accounts for no reason, so they pretty much robbed... Oh, dang. Yeah, I wouldn't like them after that either. They've been pretty decent with me so far. I've used them since about 2011. So a good 13 years and haven't had anything happen. Yeah, the membership thingy. And I've had people be subscribers on Discord for a long time. Yeah. PayPal does make it insanely hard to get refunds and do money back and stuff. You've heard some GameStop sell DS games again? Yeah, mine sells them on occasion. Like, you can't go in and order them by any means, but sometimes they just have them there. Like, they'll accept trade-ins on them, but it's rare. Again, I still prefer Facebook Marketplace. Check this out. Zelda Edition DS Lite even has the full setup here. It's got the gold game case. It's even got the gold stylus still. That's pretty sweet. Like, this thing overall is one pristine unit. I love it. I actually bought it for $100. Not too bad at all. You thought about getting a PS5 on Marketplace, but you just worry someone will sell you a broken console. Yeah, every time I've bought a console, I've had a way on my person to power it on and see if it worked. Like, I bought a 64 recently, like within the last 2 years, from a guy. I had a projector in my trunk. I had a power converter, an inverter. I had a working 64 already. I had some games, some controllers that I knew worked. I just slid that in my trunk, plugged it in, and then turned it on, see if it worked, and left with it happily. I live in St. Louis. There's a lot of scumbags within a 50-mile radius. Yeah, I believe it. Gotta be careful. Oh, I never put this goal up here. Our current we'll put it for an hour. There we go. We have a goal now. Your freaking dog is 99% fur, 1% eyes. You recently bought a PS5 $470 at Walmart. Very cool. Should you sell Pokemon Sapphire GBA for $50? Heck no. Sell it for $80. Your brother-in-law is going to Japan next month. You've also thought about asking him to get you one there because you think they're cheaper. Very good chance. Very good chance they're cheaper there. Yeah, what Star Killer said. Like, you should never sell Sapphire because it's the greatest Pokemon game of all time. But if you do, it's worth $80. Especially if you can prove it's real. I've sold and purchased my Pokemon games like 3 times. Purchased probably 1, 2. Purchased 3 times, sold 2 times. Should you sell a complete Sapphire for 300? I doubt it. Like, I think a complete in-box Sapphire is about $120. Yeah, no more coding for now. I need to figure out how to run code in the console terminal for Visual Studio. It's been a while since I've actually coded in it, and like I can't remember how. I knew how to create a Java, but I don't know how to create just a plain C++. You're just now rebuilding your game collection, like you just got an Xbox One to play Red Dead Redemption 2, but you found out you hate Xbox. I was going to get a PS4, but might as well get a PS5 to save money in the long run. Oh man, you hate the Xbox? That's so sad. I love Xbox. Mr. Twirtles, Avery, y'all have a fantastic night. You have Pokemon Yellow copy for the Game Boy Color. How valuable is that? Pokemon Yellow, probably about 50, maybe 60 bucks. It's technically also for the original Game Boy. Maybe the Game Boy Pocket. You're supposed to be in bed, but without your parents knowing, you were up. Xbox is confusing. Your PS4 was great till it got stolen, then your PS3 was probably your favorite system of all time. Okay, I don't know if it's still available. If you had your PlayStation 3, I would highly recommend a zombie survival game called The Last Guy. It's definitely an indie game. It was like 15 bucks or less. And your object is Snake. It's Zombie Snake. So you go around with this guy and collect survivors for this area in a given amount of time. And your idea is to get as many people together as possible without running into zombies as you can in that time frame. And if you get touched by a zombie, the people scatter, so it breaks your snake. So fun. I love the Xbox tile system. Like, Xbox 360 was peak for me. I hate the PlayStation menus. I hate the PlayStation operating system. Like, looking at a PlayStation boot on when a game's not running is awful to me. I hate it so much. But I like the green of the Xbox. I like the tile system. Xbox Series X, not so much. Xbox One, not as much. But Xbox 360, that menu was top tier. It is sad that I hate the Sony operating system so much because blue is my favorite color. So like you'd think I'd have a predisposition towards it, but navigating the PlayStation menu just irritates and frustrates me. PlayStation menu is so much easier than the Xbox system. There's literally everything you have to search for everything. Yeah, the new Xbox system, I admit, is lackluster. The old Xbox 360 operating system, so good. You could literally find everything on the homepage. Just swap tabs, you're in Friends. Swap tabs, you're in Chat. Swap tabs, you're in System. I just think that PlayStation could use a little bit more of a tile system to clean up the aesthetic of it. Like, not saying it needs a full-on tile system, but like clickable icons for things as opposed to a series of drop-down menus. Too bad your live streams are during your work time, but popping on to wish me luck. Thank you so much, Sonics. It's like they want to be a computer, but it's not. It's just really confusing. You'll admit the original Xbox wasn't awesome, but PlayStation is the best. My main reason for detesting Sony, aside from the, well, I guess, main reason isn't the operating system. For me, the main reason is the controller. Xbox controller, so much better. Granted, the PlayStation 5 controller is pretty awesome. I haven't had much time holding it in my hands, but it feels kind of nice. I just grew up with the GameCube and the N64 controllers, so like these awfully huge, awkward controllers to handle. So PlayStation controllers are just too small and boxy, too uniform. And so PlayStation or Nintendo Pro and GameCube controller, epic, because I like my hands sitting with my thumbs offset. It just feels more natural than my thumbs trying to work together on the same axis, on the same X line. Just feels weird. I do have a PlayStation 4 in my home, but not ideal. I got rid of my PlayStation 4 as soon as I got married because I said, why do we need two of these? That's probably your biggest gripe with the Xbox controllers are huge and you hate them. The Switch Pro is the best. PS3 and 4 are great, but the Xbox controllers are like playing on a football. Yeah. And I can respect that. Xbox controller sucking for people, like, I can understand. Because it is huge, it is bulky. But it fits the way that my hands grew to play with the controller, so it works better that way. For me. When I try to play the PlayStation, when I make my fingers go like that for the L and R buttons, just the way it's curved, it's such an angle to me that my fingers actually lock on occasion while trying to play and I can't press the buttons down. Whereas this has a more natural curve to it. My fingers wrap around and it's not as like that. It's more like, yeah, gradual instead of That's how I feel playing PlayStation. My fingers are just like You think you can't use the normal PlayStation controller? Not surprised. Tendinitis is the reason, probably. You like the shorter trigger buttons? The Xbox has super long trigger buttons. Oh, yeah. Yep. I like how Xbox's trigger buttons curve away from you, so you can kind of roll your finger down them. My fingers fall off of the PlayStation 4 buttons, but I believe the PlayStation 5 fixed that problem. When I press the trigger button for a PlayStation 4, my finger slides off of it. Yeah, it looks like they gave PlayStation 5 a slightly bigger controller with a curve at the end so that your fingers don't fall off as bad. Another thing that makes you super mad is the Xbox controller is literally every button is backwards. Oh my gosh, yes! That is so annoying. Where are those? There's one right there. For reference. Yeah, that's really annoying. Like, does that controller need to be that long, that far out? No, but do I like the curve? Yeah, that curve's kind of nice. Oh yeah, you can tell if I've been playing Xbox and if I just got done playing the Switch. When I stream Resident Evil, I will be pressing the right buttons for the wrong controller on Xbox. And then I'll switch back to like playing Zelda and my buttons are in the wrong place again. Never played Resident Evil? You should start. Fantastic game. Resident Evil 4 is the easiest. But Resident Evil 2 is the best. Everyone's talking about how good the controllers are. You just don't want drift on your controller. Plus, to all of the controllers we're talking about, none of them have drift. Literally, the only controller with drift is the Joy-Cons. That's why it's called the Joy-Con drift, not the controller drift. Like, the Pro doesn't have that problem. Because the Pro used a more GameCube approach. Imagine that. Now, we can have this debate and be fine as long as we can agree that the GameCube is hands down the greatest controller ever invented. Specifically, the Wavebird. Greatest controller ever made. It fits in your hands well. It's got really distinguished grips. Got very good L and R buttons. It cups your finger and holds them in, but they don't protrude too much. It's got a nice Z button. And you never need to use the C button or C stick and the directional pad at the same time almost ever. So like it just feels really good. Wavebird is where you lost me. Original purple one is best. It's indigo, but I feel ya. The Wavebird just makes it wireless. Cat with claws, even. I like almost have a GameCube of every color. My main one's a silver one. I grew up with a black one. I have an orange Japanese one, and I'm getting a indigo modded one with Pico boot. I would mod it myself, but I suck at soldering. And I need the indigo one because I have the Intech screen that attaches to the back of the GameCube. So cool. So I need to get the indigo GameCube so I can have like a whole matching set, along with an indigo Game Boy player. You have a purple one, then your sister accidentally broke it. She's got severe autism and would jump when she played it and yanked it off a shelf, so then you got a black one. Oh, dang. I got a niece that has some issues of her own, and when she plays Mario, it's the funniest thing, because she'll be jumping with the character and like she can't help it. So it's like, if it was a PlayStation Move type scenario where the camera tracked your movement, she would be like on point with this Mario game. Cause like, yeah, she is Mario when she plays it, so I completely get that. We don't have consoles for her to play that have controllers with wires for that reason. Mainly PlayStation 4 where it's wireless with the Move sticks. So so that she can jump around, play, and not worry about damaging anything. Rest in peace, GameCube. Oh, dang. And then my nephew's just destructive. Like, you could put him outside with a rock and he would find a way to break it on accident. So he hasn't gotten much experience with video game consoles for that reason. Austin, your lurk must come to an end. Have a great night. Well, Austin, you have a great night as well. Had an email come across my phone that was supposedly from my boss, but our IT team, due to security, they send out fake phishing attempts on occasion to see if you click on the links and just to train us to not click on links in emails. They sent me an email at 8:09. I was like, nice try. Like, my boss is going to be sending emails at 8 o'clock at night. Come on now. You still want your controllers without drift? Get your controllers without drift. Live your best life. Oh my gosh, Nintendo, they put out a Game Boy game for Donkey Kong Land and Donkey Kong Land 2. You dare me to click on the link? Absolutely. A lot of times, from what they say, it's when dust or dirt gets underneath the pad sensor and it can't tell where it's supposed to be. They did fix the Joy-Con drift with the OLED edition controllers. Any controller made after the OLED was released has a less likely chance of getting drift. Can still happen if you're too rough with them, but I mean, I haven't had any drift on my OLEDs at all. Skyward Sword Edition Joy-Cons, actually, that's when they fixed the issue. Skyward Sword Joy-Cons should not have drift. And I think I still have 2 unopened boxes of... I have at least 1 unopened box of Skyward Sword Joy-Cons, and it brings me such joy. I need to get the gold Nintendo 64 controller, and then I feel like my Zelda collection will be somewhat complete. I want to get a few of the 3DSs for Zelda. I think there's a Zelda edition Game Boy Advance that I want to get. I don't really care about the Pokemon edition stuff, because, you know, there's like going to be way too many of those to collect. But I like that Nintendo has had a gold edition of a controller for every console since the N64. And so they're just kind of synonymous with being Zelda. I don't know if the N64 was marketed as a Zelda controller, but the Wii definitely had a Zelda controller. Wii U had a Zelda Edition gamepad. Switch has 2 sets of Zelda controllers. Love it. You've never had it and used to smoke in the house? You don't know? Maybe just lucky? But never had any system have drift? Well, the Switch is the only one that really has that issue. So that kind of makes sense. I got a little bit of drift, but I was also using something called the Switch Up to hunt some eggs in Pokemon Sword and Shield and do some automation, and I think that gave a few of my Joy-Cons drift. But hard to say if that was actually it. Ooh, side note, I think I might be able to stream a little bit longer tonight, pending my baby stays asleep. I should go check on him in a few moments, but my wife said that she might be working late tonight. Oh, I never updated my count after my stream. I'm gonna have to add 4 hours when this is done. You love Snivy? Why do you love Snivy? Come on now. What did Snivy do to deserve some love? Starting to sound like Arsenon. The Forever Stream. Screw you. Brass Coin's getting hate mail. Confirmed. You're the biggest hater of this channel now. To be fair, it's not so much Snivy that I have a problem with. It's more of Superior I have a problem with. My opinion of Tepig... Shiny Emboar freaking rocks. That is like one of the best shinies they've ever made. But I can't really say I ever really liked Tepig. I always went with Oshawott. You can't be successful without any haters. Too true. I just think Superior is too fat and bulky. Like, if they would have stayed with, like, a more slender design, I probably would have liked Superior a little bit more. Like... Very wrong said. I don't know, I just think maybe it's just the art I saw of Superior, that its belly just looks way too big and way too awkward. Like, it transforms from a potentially dangerous looking creature to a squish. And maybe it's just the angle of it. Because in the art, you know, they have him curving up, which kind of emphasizes the belly, and just the way that it's drawn could make it look rounder than it actually is. But I think it's just a little too thick. It looks like it swallowed a tepig and is just chilling there. Skinny head, skinny tail, fat body. It looks like it's actively trying to digest food. Charmander is the best starter ever. Like, I want to argue, but I don't feel like I can. It's a snake. What else did you want? Slender and sleek. It's a true story. I was going to, and I still feel like arguing to make a case for Mudkip. But it is Charmander. So, like, it's a hard argue. It's a hard bar to raise. Mudkip is easy second. Fair. Fair. As long as Chespin's dead last, I think we're good. Who's third? That entirely depends on if we're just talking about starters in their base form, or if we're talking about starters as in the entire line as a whole. Because, like, if we're talking about third place, I kind of feel like it should go to Cyndaquil or Totodile. That's fair, Starkiller. Chespin is cute and adorable. It's alright. Its evolutions do suck. Monkey turd. Grookey's pretty awesome. Froakie's pretty lit. Who else is up there? Nothing from Gen 4 stands out. Trico is pretty awesome. But I say, if we were to choose a third place today, it would have to go to Cyndaquil or Totodile. Cyndaquil, Totodile, and then probably Trico. I feel like that's a pretty fair analysis. Find that when you watch the show, you fall in love with Pokemon you would normally not like. Well, watch me watch the show Alola region for Bruxish, because that is my most hated Pokemon to date. Bruxish just pisses me off. You used to hate Gastrodon, now you love him. I hate Gastrodon's cry in the games. Brush's show sucks even in the show. Glad to know. I did recently find out that it's psychic type, which is okay, but doesn't redeem it any. Thing's hideous. Alright, excuse me for a moment while I go check on a baby. And grab another soda. Appreciating the fresh plushies. While I'm up, this has been bothering me. Maybe it's this one. There we go. Ooh, well, that one changed. There. We good? We good. Cool. Having that one light out's bothering me a little bit. You can't ignore that random pumpkin just sitting there. It's not random. It's Halloween Pikachu. With spots for like a treat or something. I have another Halloween one. But for the time of year, Christmas Pikachu seems more in season. Also, I have not yet seen plushies for more Co-Rhydon and Miraidon. I'm surprised I have not seen a Valentine's Pikachu yet. It's starting to get cold, not for my room though. Oh my gosh, my room is so freaking warm. I literally have the window open. It's 25 degrees outside. You want Gudra plush? Well, tell you what, you send it this way, I will put it on stream. You have the they have the plushies in Japan. That actually makes me a little bit jealous, not gonna lie. I have a Dialga and Palkia. I also wouldn't mind a Zamazenta and Zacian. But I think the next plushie, realistically, I'm going to get is a shiny Jirachi. They sound like interesting plushies. Dude, they're the legendaries from Gen 8. Sword and Shield? Okay. Oh, I gotcha. You can't imagine them as plushies. That makes sense. Does it bother anybody else that we never got a third legendary for Sword and Shield? We have Zacian, Zamazenta, Sword, and Shield. We had the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra, so we had a helmet-like object and a armor-like object as DLC. Does it bother anybody else that there was never a third legendary for them? And it doesn't have to be the Pew Pew device. It could have been Spear, it could have been Armor, it could have been Helmet, it could have been Crown, you know, something that's still in theme but a part of a medieval knight's entourage. And Spear historically is kind of like a bridge to the sword and the shield. Like, it's kind of like the defense for both. Because if you can't get close enough to get... If you can't get close enough to hit somebody because they're using a spear, your sword's useless. And spears can usually get around shields just due to their length and ability to change trajectories and things like that. But what bothers me is it's cyan. It's a color. Magenta. It's a color. Cyan and magenta. Now, when we pair them in a color wheel, you got red, blue, and green. Those were like the original Pokemon games. Red, blue, and green. Fire red, leaf green, you know, all that. In red, blue, green were the original Japanese games. Well, red and green were. Blue was American. But still, red, blue, and green. Primary colors. Ruby, sapphire, emerald. Red, blue, green. And the reason why it bothers me so bad is there's no yellow to complete the antithesis color wheel. Like the negative colors, the black colors. Because I just find it stupid that, and like, they couldn't even have the decency to name Eternatus something to do with yellow. Just like, oh, come on. You had a thing going and then you just stopped. But another thing that kind of bothers me is Crystal and Platinum need to switch names. And you can't tell me I'm wrong. Like, who did that? Who did that to me? Whoever made Eternatus was lazy. That design was horrible. Yes. Yes, it was. Gold, silver, crystal. Diamond, pearl, platinum. We all see the mistake, right? Gold, silver, platinum, all precious metals. Diamond, pearl, crystal, all ores, rocks. Would have been great. Precious stones and precious metals. Yes. Because they did it. They did okay with... They did perfect with Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. Like, that was brilliant. Just gems. Yes. They could have even went with opal instead of platinum or crystal. Could have been opal. Sword, shield, crossbow. If anything, I would have liked to see cannon. Sword, shield, cannon. That would have been funny. I mean, Eternatus kind of does with its Dynamax cannon thingy, but would have been funny to see it enter the battle with its Helldive being like a rusty cannon. Eternatus lost its move in Scarlet and Violet? Of course it did. There's no Dynamax adventures to blast that dragon cannon at. Would have been redundant. But it still was a powerful move, so, I mean, there's that. It may be getting time to shave my beard. It's starting to get itchy. Despite diligent washing thereof. Usually once it starts to itch, I got like 3 days with it max before it drives me insane. Maybe I need to get some like skin. Maybe I'll have to ask the wife. You got anything I can put on my face that'll make it not itch? I'm kind of attached to it, like both literally and figuratively. I want to see if I can get it like Viking level. Would be dope. Be a man, let it be itchy. If I was like outside for my job or walking around, maybe, but I sit at a computer for my job, like I just do this like all day. Like I hate not having a chin strap. I can live without the bushy beard, but and especially the mustache. Like the mustache is just along for the ride because it's still November. And it hasn't pissed me off that much that I feel like I need to shave it. But I don't enjoy having a mustache, but at this point, I feel like it evens out the beard a little bit. I still can't believe I found the first type null so freaking fast. Arsenon snagging the name rights for that one. It's Sylvie. Like, I only feel like I streamed that like 2 or 3 times before I had it. If I find this one just as fast, like, we'll have it by the end of the night, I think. Well, end of the next stream, which should start tonight. It seems we have no longer a solid topic of conversation. That happens. You've never been here when I find a shiny? To be fair, the last shiny I found wasn't even on stream. Both Poipole and Type Null 1 were not on stream. I actually failed shiny Poipole number 2. So I just reloaded the save file that I saved with it on my save file, and then ported that up into Pokemon Home and evolved it. Called it good. I was just derping around at work getting a few extra encounters in, and I found it. Lucky or unlucky? I don't know. Because I found it, I'm going to say lucky. Because losing it was just stupidity, not unlucky. Like, because the L and R buttons are held down, if I press that start button, it resets. And that was not the correct button to push anyways. So it was just stupidity on my part. The Game Boy Advanced, you required LR start select for a reset. Last shiny you got was a Sprigatito 2 months ago. I will say this. Once I get this shiny done, I think shiny hunting is going to explode on my channel. Because of course I'm going to do, you know, a few Let's Plays and things like that. But ultimately what I'm going to be able to do is dive into Legends Arceus and Scarlet and Violet, just really nail in the Pokedex. Because after I get these ones that are more time sensitive, I can just go full send into shiny hunting and Scarlet Violet, Sword Shield, Diamond Pearl, and Pokemon Legends Arceus. Basically, the idea is to start with a game where the shinies are the easiest and progressively get more tedious. Get the most shinies possible the easiest way possible. And I feel like that's going to be Scarlet Violet, followed by PLA, followed by Sword Shield, followed by Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, followed by some more 3DS stuff, because you can't find some of these Pokemon on the Switch at all. What I was doing for my coding final for my Java class was trying to make a program that if I said I want to shiny hunt this Pokemon, it knew which game and method to hunt it to get the best odds. Make a video like Shiny Jirachi in a nutshell. Why is that? Shiny Jirachi was a pain in the butt. Or like, what would this Shiny Jirachi in a nutshell showcase? Alright. It is now time to end the stream. We'll do this one last encounter. Well, I guess two last encounters. And we'll end at 700 even. And then we'll pick back up later. All the pain, basically how to shiny hunt Jirachi. I think my Jirachi found video covers that, but I'm not sure. But we'll catch you guys later.